Hey, woman.
Hey, Vado.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
What's up,
Hey.
Vado?
Okay.
Turn my mute down.
Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. I have some exciting news. I have actually partnered up with BUSR Sportsbook, and we have an amazing limited time offer just for you. If you're into gambling, check this out. They have a sign-up 150% bonus. That's right. It's only for 24 hours after you sign up. But if you make a deposit within that 24 hours, you'll get a 150% bonus. Put in $100, you get $150. Put in $1,000, you'll get an additional $1,500, up to $2,500. Now check this out. It's not just football because, we're dealing with the playoffs and Super Bowl right now. It goes well beyond just that. We're talking about football, basketball, baseball, hockey, more. Hell, I heard that like in The Sopranos that they would gamble on 2 cockroaches running up the wall. But no, in all seriousness, they even have live in-game betting as well. So don't miss out on this incredible offer. To take advantage of this, check out the description. I'll have a clickable link in there, and I'll also pin it into the tab. I'm Mark Holmes, and I appreciate you guys, and go Cowboys. What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, one of you guys, as well as you ladies, for joining us. I'm sorry that I gave some people a heart attack. Here's something that you got to understand about me. There's always a hidden meaning if you listen and dig deep enough to what I'm saying. There goes Michael Anthony Fitness Reaction Gig Economy Extraordinaire. So we are in the first weekend of no football, so let's get to our Zoom call. If you are a channel member, the link is in the community tab. Just click on that and you can join in on the call, and let me bring everybody in. I have redone my desk setup here so it looks a little bit different than it did before. There's more space here, so I can probably put the big sub right here and stuff at the desk and things. And let me say hello to everybody that's here. What's up? I see we got Aisha Robinson on the screen first. Aisha, how you doing today?
I'm all right.
You're all right? We can hardly hear you. If you can speak into a little louder into the microphone. How's your mom doing?
I'm doing okay.
She's doing okay? All right. How's your team doing up there in New York? The Giants. Or have you turned over to, are you a Cowboy fan now? Are we having some breaking news?
I'm still a Giants fan.
Okay. All right. Stacy Schubert. Okay. All right. Who?
Hey, how you doing, Mark?
Hey, Stacy. How are you doing? You can hear me now?
Coming through. I'm great. Thanks for coming through today. I hope you enjoyed the content.
Oh, definitely. I was watching some while I was working on this. This is a different vantage point than what you've seen, guys. I still have some more work that I'm doing on the studio set. So I was trying to plug and get everything in. I was trying to actually get on here at 5 o'clock, but one of my monitors stopped working. And so it was just like, I had to run out and grab another monitor and get this all hooked up and stuff. But we're in here. But Stacy, yes, definitely a broken education system. It needs some work. It needs a whole lot of work. And it is a thankless job being a teacher these days, Teachers don't get paid enough for what they got to deal with, and now we're talking about
believe that.
maybe we need to arm the teachers. It's like, seriously, you gonna have them doing double duty?
Hey, Mark, Cowboys staff.
Yeah. All right, let me say hello to everybody. James Nooks, what's going on, man? How are you dealing with the off season, bro?
Oh, I'm happy. I'm just glad that the Eagles lost. Gives us hope that we won't have to hear them trolling us all year, because they would if they would have won the Super Bowl.
Well, I actually, hang on. I got to grab something here real quick because this was crazy.
Vato Salas, how you been?
So I got home. Okay, so I spent some time with my wife, and if you guys ever have the chance to go see Earthquake Earthquake is dude was so funny. Oh my God, he had us rolling. We went up to Dover Downs and spent a night there, and we went over to our friend's house who's in Delaware as well. And Delaware is definitely knee deep with Eagle fans, and they're so depressed.
Yes.
They are so depressed. But I got home today, and I got this letter. This letter, the return address was Lincoln Financial Field, 1 Lincoln Financial Field Way, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 19148, addressed to Mark Holmes. And here, I got a letter, okay? Let me show you the letter right here, okay? The letter says, on behalf of Philly 500, Lord Brunson, Philly Mike, Philadelphia, Twiz Digga, and Filthy, cockroaches never die. Fly, Eagles, fly. In other words,
Mark.
Yes, ma'am. Stacy?
Is in the background. It's very difficult to hear you.
Somebody's got. Is that Vado? You got something going on in the background there?
No.
Thomas Garrett, you watching the game?
Excuse me?
Somebody's got something that sounds like they're underwater.
Need to mute. Let me see.
Oh, no, that's not me.
Is it Aisha Robinson?
Is that?
It's Aisha. Aisha, you got something going on. Sounds like you got a squid going through there. Okay, there we go. See if you can get that squared away. Figure out what that sound is. Okay, so let me read it again. On behalf of Philly 500, Lord Brunson, Philly Mike, Philadelphia, Twiz Digga, and Filthy, cockroaches never die. Fly, Eagles, fly, baby. So in other words, are they too scared to show up? Is that what it is? That they just have to put it in writing now? That's their walk of shame?
Not only that, they call themselves cockroaches.
Well, they know they're cockroaches.
They're flying roaches. That's what they are.
Well, the thing about cockroaches is they don't die. They do not die. So, that's about fitting. It is about fitting to call them a cockroach.
Stephen A. Smith said it best. You can put them in a nuclear bomb and they still survive.
You're right. That's exactly right. The Eagle fans will not die. And now they're getting to be kind of butthurt. Now they're blaming the NFL, that the NFL was too in there. And, they're feeling some certain kind of way about losing that game. And they keep, of course, well, we got further. Oh, that's true. You did get further than us. Congratulations on making it all that way just to lose.
Yeah, they got further than us to lose, so.
When they made that mistake on the Dead's cage, who was saying, shut up, take the loss, move on?
Mm-hmm.
Philly fans.
Yeah.
But when the coin flipped, they want everybody and their mama to feel sorry for them. And I don't feel sorry for them. Why would I
I don't.
sorry for you when I know that you're going to be dogging and hating on us at the same time? No, it don't work like that.
The funniest thing on that is they're like, well, why aren't you rooting for the division? It's like, hold up. No. Are you telling me that you would have been cheering for the Cowboys to win? No. SSLTV, welcome to becoming a channel member. SLTV.
For a team that's been trolling us all off season ever since the draft. Oh, we got the best team. We're gonna win the Super Bowl. We're gonna surprise everybody.
And the Cowboys, you're scared of us. You're scared. But
they lost.
I actually love it, and I don't want to spend the whole day talking about losers today. I want to actually get into our Cowboys and stuff. But
I do have a statement to make about that, Mark.
Go ahead.
And then
please, by all means.
I just wanted to say that the Eagles.
You froze. The Eagles must be interfering with it.
Made my entire. First of all, they weren't a man or woman enough to come to work that much.
I still ain't seen my buddy at Home Depot. I ain't seen him all week. Help me, Rhonda. What's up, Rhonda? Welcome. Derek B. Aisha Robinson. Sugar Daddy Williams. What's up, Sugar Daddy? Mike, what's going up, Mike? Jamison Taylor, 187. They got lucky. Our quarterback got hurt, man. But I ain't. It's hard for us
Patrick
to go ahead.
Holmes was playing on one leg.
On one leg.
What are you talking about?
But looking at what the Eagles did, they have to get credit for being aggressive in free agency and understanding their weaknesses and taking and filling in the gaps. If we need to be hating on somebody, we need to be hating on Stephen Jones, Mr. Penny Pincher, Mr. Value signing, Mr. Cap Boy, for not getting us enough weapons. Let's be clear here. I know the haters out there, for whatever reason, they don't believe in Dak Prescott and all that. But you know what? What the Eagles went out and did was they said, we are going to do everything to support our quarterback. We don't know if he's the quarterback or not. That's what they literally said. We got another pick if we need to. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and put talent around him and give him weapons, give him a good offensive line, and we'll see what he can do. How about we try that?
Sounds good to me.
It sounds good to me.
Vado? Yeah, Vado. That sounds real good to me. But what really sounds good to me, Vado, is when you say, fuck the Eagles.
Fuck the Eagles.
There you go. Clear as a bell. But I just don't know if the Joneses will actually do anything.
Probably not.
To me, we keep repeating the same stupid mistakes. That we're talking about Zeke Elliott, and I know this is going to be unpopular with a lot of people, but you can't pay Zeke Elliott the kind of money you're paying for running back right now. And keep Tony Pollard. We cannot put 20+ million. Even if Zeke says, "I'll take a pay cut,"
you got to choose one or the other.
You're $16 million. It needs to be. It's going to cost you a minimum of $5.8 million to get rid of him, unless you're going to take about a $7.5 million deal, which I don't think you will. You just can't. I don't see how you can justify that. See, I had a discussion with DMV because thinking about this, it's like even with Tony Pollard, we could be in the same boat with Tony Pollard in 2 years. Are we better off spending $20+ million for Tony Pollard and Zeke, or spending that $20 million on, say, lights out offensive lineman, or, a good offensive lineman and a better receiver than what we have? If the draft falls our way, drafting a running back. I'm just looking at that money and saying we can't tie up 10% of our cap for running back, can we?
No, I think we're going to have to try to franchise tag Tony Pollard.
Well, that's $10 million.
See what Davis does.
Yeah.
Davis is pretty good. I think he's going to be like what Tony Pollard was about 3 or 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm. And Tony Pollard has had quite a few injuries too.
Yeah.
And this is kind of like you're looking at signing a not even a full-time starter. We know he's not good for more than 25 plays in a game.
Oh no, he's not. Definitely.
And this is like Marion Barber. You guys don't remember in 2007 or 2008, we signed him for a $45 million deal, which at the time running backs never got anything like that, and he was out of the league in 2 years.
What I'm thinking with Tony Pollard is if we could sign him to a franchise tag, if he agrees to a franchise tag, that would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
But if not, you can give him an incentive-based contract that he's willing to accept and make him go out there and earn it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Davis, he'll be a good backup. He's not a starter, but he gets good yards. He got good speed and pretty good quickness. If we can use him, and if Zeke don't want to take a pay cut, I love you, Zeke, but it's just the time,
The thing that's been scaring me is I keep hearing restructure. And it's like, I don't think people understand the difference between restructure and, redo. Because restructure means you're still getting that same money. It's just kicked down the road. And see, there's no more guaranteed money on it. If you're going to go, the last thing you want to do is say, we're going to keep more of that money that's not guaranteed. That would be suicide. It's not like a running back gets bad and all of a sudden he just comes back and now he's going to be a 1,500-yard back. It's unfortunately running backs' careers after 4 years start going downhill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what it is? One thing, though, when
What's
it comes
that?
to a football team, especially in the NFL, of course, is that, in my opinion, each team has a certain window with certain players.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, it's time for the Cowboys to open up another window with the players that they just recently drafted, like within the last 3 years, like Diggs, Tony Pollard, CeeDee Lamb. You have to pay those guys
Mm-hmm.
because you see what us not paying Dak initially did to us.
Yeah.
If we paid Dak a year or so earlier, we would have saved about $10 million a season.
Mm-hmm.
They put us in a hole. We need to get CeeDee Lamb.
You know, if they would have done,
and Diggs taken care of for at least the next 4 years, because them are 3 big pieces of our team to go and win a championship, and we need to find a way to get another number 1 receiver somehow.
And they always like to wait until the competition.
Exactly.
That's where they fail.
Cowboys are always a little bit late to the party, and we gotta get out there first this time.
But for people that have so much money, they stupid with money. They don't know how to negotiate. You think about last year with Marcus Lawrence. They owed him $27 million, and how about you take 10 for 1 year? That's not even a credible offer. You saw what they did with J-Ron Curse, right? J-Ron Curse, well, we'll give you $1 million. It's like, dude.
That's the guy we need to keep, though.
But they literally pissed him off to the point where it was like, I just deleted all my social media. That's Cowboys-ish. And then you turn around and then you pay Jalen Smith a boatload of money before you had to. You said, well, we're not going to reset the market with Zeke Elliott, and you blew it out the water. And it's like, even with Amari Cooper, when he was, instead of, they should have signed him before he became a free agent. They let him go out and talk to Washington and other teams. It's like, do you not understand how you're supposed to be one to set the price? You let Randy Gregory go as a free agent and stuff. You should have gotten that done beforehand if you really wanted him.
Yeah. Randy Gregory leaving didn't kill us, though, because our defensive line still doing pretty good.
I said that I wasn't sure I wanted to sign him to, this major contract. His age was getting up there. He had always had issues and never had more than 6.5 sacks. To me, $75 million was too much for him. I was actually glad that it worked out the way it did. But the point being is they don't know how to negotiate contracts. They screwed up on Dak Prescott. This whole thing, well, Dak got to take a pay cut. Well, he ended up not taking a pay cut. He ended up, taking the bank from you because you screwed up. And the same thing with Zeke. You had to wait until Zeke Elliott's holding out and had a gun to your head, and then, we got to get him signed, and then you pay too much. Worst time to buy a car is when your car broke down and you got to go to work tomorrow.
Yep.
You're going to take whatever you can because I got to get my ass to work.
Yeah, that's true. I think Diggs asking for money while he still is technically on the contract actually could be good for the Cowboys. Because if he goes out there and have another good season, next year his numbers are going to go up. So ahead. I think we go ahead and take care of him and CeeDee Lamb. We take care of Parsons next year. My guy, Micah Parsons, my favorite Cowboy. But take care of those 3 guys because they're going to be 3 key pieces to win the Super Bowl, of course, with Dak Prescott also.
Well, that's another one that here's the thing. If I were the GM or the owner of the Cowboys, I would be trying to work on that extension for Dak Prescott today, right now, before anybody else signs any contracts. When Joe Burrow signs his, with Lamar Jackson, if he ends up signing with Baltimore gets traded, if Aaron Rodgers goes someplace else,
and Derek Carr,
and Derek Carr, and even Geno, they're saying his value is about $39 million right now. So the market is about to be blowing up even further, but the Cowboys always wait. I said that before Russell Wilson, when we were talking about, Russell Wilson about to get his contract. I said, get Dak done before Russell Wilson because the market's going to change. So if Joe Burrow gets, say, $54 million, you think that Dak's going to take, 38 or something? No. You need to go ahead and get ahead of the curve now because those numbers are going to be north. And he probably will see, like Pat Mahomes, redo his, get an extension on top of it to get them some cap relief. So then you're talking about it's going up even more. But they'll wait, and then what'll happen is, well, Dak, he took too much money, But it's because of your mismanagement that happened.
Yeah, I got a question for y'all real quick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna name 4 players. I need you to tell me, should they stay or do we have to let them go because of financial reasons? 1, D-Law.
Mm-hmm.
2, Tony Pollard.
Mm-hmm.
3, Dak Prescott security blanket, Dalton Schultz, and also LVE. All 4 of
I
those
think
players
Law and
played really well
Schultz
last season.
should go.
Pardon me?
I would say
Law
DeMarcus
and
Lawrence.
Schultz.
The problem with DeMarcus, you can't really let DeMarcus Lawrence go
D-Law,
because of his
he's a
contract.
big cap hit. Huge cap hit.
I mean, letting him go, the cap hit is going to be as much as him staying.
Yeah. But worth the money, but it's a big cap hit, though, because I think Micah Parsons is definitely learning a lot from D-Law. Because he's still learning the defensive end position. And, yeah.
Well, I think we got enough tight ends that we can help grow.
Oh, yeah. You
that we
probably
can get rid of Dalton Schultz.
See, but Schultz is like Dak looked at him when he got in the red zone. He always delivered to him, though. You know what I'm saying? Like Schultz was Mr. Reliable for us.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah, but you're talking about $15 million a year.
15 million.
I think it would be
more.
Yeah, and I guess 3 second-year tight ends are gonna be pretty cheap still. So
yeah.
it might be time to let him go.
Okay, so let me give you the numbers real quick on DeMarcus Lawrence.
Okay.
Yeah,
DeMarcus Lawrence is a $26 million cap hit, which is 11% of our cap. Okay.
Yeah.
If you cut him pre-June 1st, it's $35 million in dead money.
Jesus.
If you make him a post, one.
If D-Law agreed to go down to 20 million for next season, would you guys keep him?
Right now, okay, it doesn't matter. He's holding the cards right now. You can make him a post June 1st, and basically, but here, the thing with D-Law is it's a moot point, because even if you make him a June 1st cut, basically his $26 million that you have to pay him on salary this year is your dead money. So there's unless you can trade him, then you'll end up only having 11 million dead. So that D-Law, he's back. It's just he's back. Dalton Schultz, tight end is really, really important with the West Coast offense, and it needs to be a guy who can block and catch. I don't know that Peyton Hendershot and Dalton and
Ferguson.
Yeah, Jake Ferguson are ready to step in that limelight, but tight end is a very, very important position. You look at pretty much all the winning teams that are going to the Super Bowls, all of them have a great tight end. We have not had a great tight end for, since Jason Witten was in his younger days.
Yeah.
And that's kind of important. I don't know that Dalton Schultz is the guy, though.
He's gone.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
I think if the Cowboys let Dalton Schultz go, I think the Cowboys will probably draft a tight end in the draft. They might be looking at Darnell Washington from Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
That guy's like 6'7". Not only he can block, he's a good route runner. His speed's good, and that guy can catch, and he has hands. He can catch.
The thing is, to get him, you gotta have to get him in the first round. And I think we all can agree we need a corner. And corners, you got to get them. The good ones usually come off the first or the second round. Running backs, you could probably get them like third and fourth round.
Yeah, because the running backs, there's like a slew of good running backs coming out in the draft. There's Jahmyr Gibbs from Alabama, who's pretty good. Then there's Deuce Vaughn, he's like 5'6". He's kind of like a Darren Sproles, but my concern with him is that he got injured during that ball game. Yeah, that's my concern right there because of that injury he had.
How do you guys?
If they're injured, then the Cowboys will be looking for him.
Position-wise,
there's only one. There's only one DB in the first round that they would take, and Joey Porter Jr. won't be there.
He's going to the Steelers.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a name, and you guys could just sit on this name. It ain't going to be in the first round. I'll be curious to see how he does at the combine. Eli Ricks out of Alabama. He's a corner. He's raw. You know how Dan Quinn likes,
Tall.
like tall, fast corners. He fits that mold. So I think we're going to get multiple corners, but I don't believe it'll be in the first round. Eli Ricks.
And we've actually done well with some of these guys late in the draft, and even some undrafted
he's
free
gonna
agents.
be a later guy.
Yeah.
So.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Real quick. Position-wise, how do you guys think we should draft from first round all the way through the last round, position-wise?
Well, it all depends on if we do anything in free agency.
Exactly.
Because we have drafted probably better than almost any team in the NFL.
Yep.
I mean, that's the honest to God truth. I mean,
and we hit our first, second round pick good.
Our first rounds, yes. Our second rounds have been kind of hit or miss because the problem with the second round is the Cowboys are looking at the scratch and dent section. Instead of going out there and saying, this is the best player, like we do in the first round, they're always looking for a guy who had first round talent, but for whatever reason dropped to the second round. Character issues, injuries, so on. Randy Gregory was one, who had smoked weed, right? So he was a first round graded guy. So we picked him up in the second round and figure, we got a first round talent. But that first round talent didn't pan out for you because he was always smoking weed and, on suspension. You look at Jalen Smith, second round pick. Well, if he had not gotten hurt, he was a first round guy. We'll take him up and maybe he'll get back to that.
They're always looking for a bargain.
They're always looking for a bargain to say, okay, we hit on our first one. Let's see if, we're playing with house money now. We're going to gamble. And you look at now, of course, Kevin Joseph, he's a second round pick. So you wonder, I was like, oh shit, is it the curse of him? I hope Sam Williams, given more time next year, ends up stepping up. And that's our hope, that guys like Damone Clark, who we didn't think he was going to get on the field this year, at least did.
Devin Harper.
Yeah.
Jabril Cox.
Right.
He'd be a little bit undersized, though. I don't know why. I think he'd be better at like a safety-ish,
Who's that?
Clark. He's a linebacker.
Damone?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
As an offside linebacker, I think he'd be okay.
Yeah,
he's got the speed.
Dude. But you guys were talking about the cap. Let me just give you a couple moves that could be done. And just remember, we could sign guys back, but cut Jordan Lewis, you save about $4.4 million. He's coming back from a broken foot. Okay,
which in a season which you really didn't have him.
Right, and in a way, it helped us to discover Deron Bland, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And in the playoffs, we had another corner, Mukwamu, who stepped up, who was their ace in the hole and played damn good. So I agree we need a couple of young corners, but maybe not in the first round. I'm telling you, Eli Ricks is going to be a Cowboy. Dan Quinn loves those type of guys. But, you get rid of Lewis, that's 4.4. You cut Zeke. Even if you re-sign Zeke back, you cut him, you save $10.9 million.
If you make him a June 1st one, though.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not getting specific.
Yeah.
I have it written down. Tyron Smith, you cut him, $13.6 million.
Okay.
Now this name here, you guys are going to be like, well, why would you cut him? I want Donovan Wilson back. I want him back in the worst way. So I think Malik Hooker is probably going to be gone. You save almost $4 million. It's like $3.5 million getting rid of Malik Hooker. That's $32 million right there.
Okay.
Not counting restructure of Dak.
I don't know if it's restructure or I would almost look at putting an extension onto it to really hide that money.
They'll extend it, bring the next year's cap down. And Zach Martin, I know what you're going to say. He's 32. He's playing damn good. You could add a couple years to him.
Yeah.
That brings you to $60 million under the cap. You could do whatever you want.
Yeah, and if they want to is the question, though.
Well, I don't know if they're going to do it. But just with those moves, that's simple right there. That's not like, oh, my God, we got rid of that guy. And now I know Malik Hooker was a surprise, but I think with Marquise Bell that they have a lot of safety prospects. And I don't think you can bring back Donovan Wilson and Hooker. I think Hooker, that's just my opinion. Hooker was average. He wasn't anything special. I'm not trying to be mean, but if you're looking for money, there's $60 million. Just right there.
Well, here's because we were asking like what positions are we looking for in the draft and things. If you have to either get a playmaker in the first round or free agency, you have got to get a legitimate another receiver.
Yep.
Okay. And I still think that we need actually an upgrade at tight end for what we're going to be doing with this offense. Tight ends are really important.
I gotta say this. I'm gonna say this real quick, y'all. I look and see that we got way to San Francisco in the divisional round. You can't tell me that if we did not have Amari Cooper, that we would have won that game and beat the Eagles.
Oh yeah.
Jalen Hurts don't play good against the Cowboys, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they forget.
Every game he played against the Cowboys.
That's what they forget, man. We own the East. Dak owns the East.
Yeah.
He owns Philly.
No. We beat the Eagles if we take care of business. We run the ball on 2nd and 2, going into halftime. That's the biggest play, one of the biggest plays of the game.
Yeah.
If we run the ball right there and we have Amari Cooper, there's no damn way we don't make it to the NFC Championship game. And I think we beat the Eagles because Hurts don't play well.
The only thing that bothers me is that we wouldn't have had Tony Pollard. And I think that might have hurt. But I'm with you. I would have liked to have seen it. We would have given a hell of a better game than what the Niners did.
Man.
And I'm still on record saying if Niners didn't get their quarterback hurt, they win the game. But that's a stretch. But that's just how I feel.
We would have won that game, y'all. I went to that game last year in Philly, and I thought I saw two average quarterbacks because Hurts don't play well versus the Cowboys. He just don't. We know how to. I think if Hurts played that game in Christmas Eve last year, we beat them walking away. Because Minshew is a different quarterback than Hurts is. You know what I'm saying? Like there's just two totally different quarterbacks. And he had, he's one of those kind of quarterbacks you kind of struggle with a little bit.
Now, I agree with you on that. Now, back to the cap situation here, which one other thing the Cowboys have done consistently, almost every year, Zach Martin, like you were saying, he ends up getting a restructure, literally almost every year. Because you think about his base salary is 13.5. Most of that 19, is because they restructured. In fact, they restructured him as well as Zeke Elliott last year. But a spot I bet you that they restructure that nobody's talking about will also be Michael Gallup.
Okay.
Because he's almost a $14 million cap hit.
If they plan on having him long term, then
they'll use his as right there. They'll look at it and say, well, we know he was coming back for ACL. We believed in him when we signed him. We'll kick a little of that money down the road, which is a spot that they could throw some of that money down the road because the way, if I remember right, his guaranteed money ends next year. On that cap, so they actually have an out on 2024, but where it'd only be a $6 million hit.
And I know, Mark, they ain't doing nothing on Michael Gallup because that.
I know they're not,
because that would say that they were wrong or whatever. And
you mean cutting him? No. I'm just saying.
I'm just mean that. They're not going to. I've heard rumor of trade. He ain't going anywhere. So, I'm with you. I think that would be smart.
Now, here's the thing. I look at
this if you're going to get somebody though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You got plenty of money to sign. Both of your stud guys. You have the money if you do just what we talked about. You could sign. You need to get Diggs re-signed now because he's going to hold out. I'm just letting you know.
Well, you've heard my thought on the way to try and keep him happy. Go to him and say, look, man, we're going to try and make a move for your brother, but we need some help from you, bro.
I'm on that train. So.
It's like, look, he got a big salary. You want to play together. It's all family money. Help hook us up so we can help hook you up. That's the way I would go about that. And come, another 2 weeks from now, we got the combine. Start putting some feelers out there with Buffalo.
I got a question for y'all.
What's that?
Do y'all think that they're going to listen to Micah Parsons? He said he wants some help on defense. Do you think that the
defensive line
will sign somebody?
Maybe not this year. Maybe next year.
They need to.
Listen,
He recognizes
they are
it.
all in on Deron Payne.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, get ready. They're gonna if he's not tagged, like franchised, they put an offer in to Deron Payne.
I got a question next, y'all.
What's that?
So what do you guys think of Deron Payne?
First off, I need some information.
I like it.
One thing, but okay, what is Jaron Kearse's contract, and how important do you guys think he is to keep? Because Jaron Kearse
he's
is one of
He's
those
cheap.
guys that's always around the ball, and he's always making plays for the defense.
He's the captain of the team. So
Jaron Kearse is $6.1 million cap number next year.
That's a
$6.1 million.
That's a drop in a bucket. He wears the green dot. I mean, that's where he's not going nowhere.
I mean, last year, look, when the Cowboys were dicking around with him, that was one of those ones that Micah Parsons like, screw this. We need him. And that's where Micah Parsons recognizes it's like, look, if we can get the defensive line taken care of, we got all these edge rushers, but we don't have the lights out defensive tackles. They screwed up not keeping Ridgeway. I'm sorry. He is going to be the next Dave Butts. I'm telling you, that guy he's a beast. That was stupid. You had him.
Stupid bookkeeping move. They planned on bringing him back. They didn't think anybody was going to touch him. You're a fool. Fool to think that. So it is what it is, man. This team is frustrating. Why do we have to do everything, in the Cowboys' eyes as being smart? Why can't we go out and get Deron? We could do everything we want to do, people. Just to let you know,
they could have done it last year.
This numbers is only BS. You can make a trade for Diggs if he's available.
Okay.
If he's not available, he's not available. Deron Payne, you could go get if he's not franchised.
The Eagles were in as bad a cap shape last year as we were.
Isn't it going to go up again, though, Mark?
It's going to keep going. The sky's the limit out here, bro.
So why are we, if we have to make a
the casinos are making record money right now. Record money. That gambling money with all the apps in all the states that are applying for getting the apps for gambling. Attendance is up. Television, it's everywhere. It's going to be in Germany next year again. Mexico games in Mexico.
Yeah, I'm calling it now. We're playing the Bills in London next year. So I was looking at the schedule. It'll be us and the Bills. Get ready.
Said that.
Yeah. Oh, did you? Yeah.
Damn.
That's what I'm saying.
What
name I heard? I heard Armstrong. I'm like that being floated out as a cut. Why in the world would you cut Armstrong?
No, hell no.
The one guy who played above his contract.
He's only $7 million.
But I mean, that's what I'm saying. People are nickel and dime, people get caught up in, who could we get to save money? You're not going to go out and buy nobody. Why are you talking about getting rid of one of the better, most productive guys on the defense?
That's stupid.
Happy belated birthday to Action Pal. Woohoo! Whose birthday? 42 on Friday. Let me just give a shout out to Mary. How you doing, Mary? Angelica Barone and Joanne.
I would love that game time, but I just don't see it happening.
Yeah.
Game time.
All right. Let me ask you this then. If you don't, and I'm with you, I don't see it happening. How about, which is a very real possibility, of trading for Hopkins? Would you be okay with that? That wouldn't cost you a 1. That would probably cost you your second round pick.
It might not cost anybody else a 1, but it'll cost the Cowboys a 1.
It'll probably cost us a 2 and a 6 or something.
I think him and Lamb would work great together.
I think they would too. That doesn't mean you don't draft anybody.
That's one of the people he looked up to, and the reason why he was going to wear number 10 until Jerry Jones told him to wear 88.
That was that. I mean, it's working out, but I didn't like that at all. These guys need their own identity. Mm-hmm. We don't need to have another 88 to live up to this guy, to that guy, to this guy. I'm sorry, Votto. Go ahead, buddy. Metcalf?
Oh, I love Metcalf.
Metcalf?
He was signed. He ain't going nowhere.
That would be a dream come true.
And they can make a drug test him anyway.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Hopkins, though,
like David
man.
Boston back in the day. Remember him from the Cardinals? He was every year.
Out of Ohio State.
Yeah.
Ohio State.
Hopkins, the last 2 years.
Question real quick, y'all.
Go ahead.
If you were the Buffalo Bills, if the team wanted Stephon Diggs, what would you ask for, and would it be worth it? for the Cowboys? If you were the Cowboys,
Well, they originally traded a 1 for him. I think it was the
I think it
22nd.
would cost more than a 1.
I think
only
more than
because
one. I think at least a 1 and a 3. I think.
I would say I would
say
say
1 and
I would do it.
I would say a
That'd be good.
1 and a 4. They would ask for a 3, but I think you can get them for a 1 and a 4. Because
I would do it.
1 is basically a 2. That's the problem. It's not like if it was a higher 1, then you might be able to just get away with just a 1. But
just think about how things changed just bringing Amari in during that season.
I know. Remember, they couldn't. It was embarrassing. Remember, we were watching the game, the Monday night
We
game.
picked up 70 yards
against the
passing a
Tennessee
game.
Titans. Yeah, it's nuts, man. Especially if you want to run the West Coast.
Action Pal, shout out to you and your sister. Her birthday is on the 24th. Shout out to your sister there. Shout out to you,
But that's
buddy.
what's interesting about this free agency season coming up. We're going to know a lot by what they do with their own guys. If they re-sign their own guys that are up, we can identify it. Leighton Vander Esch needs to be on the team. Is he going to be? I don't know.
They seem to, we're never in a rush to sign our own guys. It seems like, remember, we ended up letting our punter go, right? And they kind of dick around.
Our punter was going to be too much to bring back.
The Joneses literally 1 year went on vacation the first week of free agency.
Yeah. Here's the deal. Every year, the talk from us and the fans gets louder and louder. Catboy got lit up last year.
Yeah, but he can come back and say, but hey, look, I got you guys back in the playoffs when they said we were.
That's good for him and good for business. That's not good for us. Now, I'm not disappointed. Listen, anytime you lose, before the Super Bowl, I'm not going to be happy because it's been, 28 years. You know what I mean? It's time for you to shut up and do it. Stop telling me how smart you are because we're tired of hearing it. I'm seeing Twizz's team, you go to the Super Bowl twice in the last 6 years. They've been to way more playoff games than we have in the last 28 years.
Ooh. Hold up. Divine Soul 1122. She says, Mark, call me crazy, but remember these words. It is scripted for us to win the Super Bowl.
I heard
Dak's story is going to be crazy, great one. I haven't felt this fire in the organization in a while. Believe. Are we believing?
Not as
I think so. We just need another number 1 receiver.
Not as our team is constructed right now. We need a couple pieces.
So we need a lot more than the receiver. We need some defensive tackles ASAP.
But not only that, we also got to fix the O-line as well. Because
that's why I said we'll know.
They didn't do bad. I mean, you think about it.
Right now, because we do need another left guard, and then we do need another center.
Yeah,
center's kind of shaky, but I think all in all,
Biotish wasn't actually that bad. If you get a good guard, you're okay with Biotish.
I mean, we got Terrence Steele.
I like Biotish.
Well, do we have Terrence Steele?
But
ACL.
He's going to be re-signed, Mark.
Right? No, I know, but being re-signed. Well, we re-signed Michael Gallup, but what good was that? Because he's coming back from the ACL.
I'm telling you what they're going to do. He will be on the team. From when I saw him, I told you, I saw him in an interview, and his rehab's going good. It's a little different for him than it would be for a guy like Gallup, who's cutting and, he says he's actually going to be there for the spring, but let's talk. I get it, but I think he'll be fine.
He would probably be a good one to franchise tag if he's still possible.
Now they're going to resign him to a long-term deal, a little cheaper because if he got injured, they love that.
The scratching their piles.
Yep, they love that. And listen, nothing against Steele. I think he should be on the team, but I can't sit here and tell you he's going to be ready to roll. I don't know for sure. But we'll know a lot if they bring back McGovern, you know what I mean? But it's just very confusing to me because them going to the West Coast, that guard I really like out of Florida, Torrance. Yeah, I love him, but he doesn't fit the mold of a West Coast line where you're blocking on the second level. He's a mauler type of guy. So I don't know that they're going to go with him in the first round. So I'm all in on Jahmyr Gibbs, people. I'm letting both. Listen, if I don't think what's his name's going to be there, I don't think Bijan's going to be there.
Nah, he
he's
gonna
gonna be gone by then.
Yeah, but if
Yeah,
Jamar Gibbs is there,
gone
I'm
top
telling
10.
you now, it's going to be like the year that Johnson came out and he was better than Ricky Williams. I'm really thinking that. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs reminds me of a Chris Johnson type. He's really good. So I would like to save money. We're listen, man. I know I'm beating the drum, but in the last 12 years, the teams that won the Super Bowl haven't paid their running back more than $2 million. So all right, so we're gonna give Pollard 10, and I would be okay with that because he's a receiver too.
Yeah,
but
you can't do that with Zeke.
In?
No, you can't.
You can't do that, people. You can't. I'm sorry. I love Zeke. Go ahead, man.
Whenever you franchise tag a player, that player's money doesn't go towards the cap, correct?
All of it does.
It all does?
If you franchise him.
Yeah, franchise tag. There is no hiding any money.
Well, I thought it was like not against the tag.
Oh, no. That $10 million is all right now.
$10.1 million on the cap this year.
One more question real quick. Okay, I know this is the position we really don't want to talk about, but Maher, what do you guys think about the kicker?
He's gone.
He's gone.
He's already gone.
He said he gone.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he was on the 1 year.
You know what though? I like Maher from distance. If we had like a punter or whatever that could do short kicks and keep Maher for long distance, he's money from distance, y'all.
Well, he was playing good all the way up until that Tampa Bay
all the
game.
way up until Tampa Bay.
It's like
kicker's a streaker.
Bring him in to work out and see how he does, but he has a mental thing going on, and I don't know that I want to roll the dice with that again. And it's a shame, but he did it before when in his last stint. He had a great year, and then all of a sudden towards the end, he starts seeing ghosts. Man, that's how kickers are.
It's like Maher.
The sad part about that is he led the NFL in scoring.
Yeah, well, he set a Cowboy record too, Thomas. So it's a shame, but it is what it is. You can't. You saw what he did. He hit the damn left end in the Tampa game. The defensive end for Tampa said he's never blocked a kick because he's playing left end. That's how bad the kick was.
Let me give a shout out.
It wasn't going through. So I would say we'll find somebody. We will find somebody. We don't have a long snapper as of now, and I know we'll bring one of them back, but as of now, they're both free agents. So
yeah.
I'm really interested to see, man, what they're going to do.
Snappers are kind of
we was talking about Daron Payne bringing him in as a DT.
I love Daron Payne. I want that, man.
If we don't get him, we better have a plan B. And I think I know who that plan B is.
Who's that?
In my opinion.
Who's that?
Jeffrey Simmons.
Okay.
Yeah. I like him too. But
he's a free agent.
Yeah.
Let me give a shout out to the lovely ladies. Gina Thorne, Paula Bettis, what's up? Rhonda, Wings and Cowboys Forever.
Here. What's up, Angelica? There she is. Asia, how you doing?
I can't see the chat, but yeah, because I'm just on my phone. But
Michael Dana's in the house. What's up, buddy?
I see Twiz Digger. Twiz, were you the one that sent me this letter? I got a letter today. Oh no! For those who just joining us, I got a letter that the return address was Lincoln Financial Field, 1 Lincoln Financial Field Way, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and in it was printed out on behalf of Philly 500, Lord Brunson, Philly Mike, Philadelphia, Twiz Digger, and Filthy. Cockroaches never die. Fly Eagles fly, baby. Was that you?
I want you to hang on to that.
That was probably
letter.
Lord Bronson.
Eagles Super Bowl champion T-shirt coming.
Oh man!
And I live in the DMV, so it should get to you pretty quickly. Maybe.
You up here?
Last year, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
I was at the game.
Rhonda, shout out to Help Me, Rhonda.
Commanders game last year.
Yeah. I was there last year, not this year.
Oh man.
Well, I was there this most.
Oh yeah, I saw you. Yeah. I did see you on.
$100 super chat.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome, man.
I
appreciate you, man. I appreciate everybody on here, man.
What's up, Marley Greens? What's up, man?
Cowboys up north.
What's
30th
up,
month.
man?
Cowboys up north. 30 months
Cowboys.
of being a channel member. Damn. Time is flying by. Chrissy Marie. What's up, Chrissy? How you doing today? Forgive me. I've got a lot of stuff that's going on. I didn't mean to scare anybody. I got emails and phone calls. Everybody's like, "What's going on, man? You leaving?" I was like, "No, man. Listen,
I thought you was gone, Mark.
He's getting out.
no. Ewin, I've got Ewin sent me a gaming desk. And so that's where I was saying I was putting childish things away. You gotta rebuild. You gotta do things differently and so on. And people took it that I was leaving YouTube and saying goodbye. Like, no.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark. It would have been a good April Fool's joke if you
It would have
did
been
that in
I ain't
April.
gonna lie, you would have got me good, Mark.
I'm usually pretty good. I'm pretty good at getting everybody on April Fools. So.
When you did the little baby doll whistle, I was like, damn.
Baby doll whistle.
I was like, damn, Mark is gone. My God.
Oh, Lordy. No, we're doing some upgrades to the studio and things. I'm working on actually doing a couple other things. If I can get my money right, and I'm trying to see if and I got to talk to you, Brian, too, and see if you're interested in going to the draft in Kansas City.
That's in Los Angeles, right?
No, it's in Kansas City. Oh, get that barbecue going.
Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Me and Phil were doing I don't know. We'll see. I don't know how we're going to be able to stream that. Well, I don't know. We'll talk about it.
I live streamed in 2019 in the parking lot.
You got a mobile. You got a mobile setup there.
Well, okay.
I don't know. We'll see. Maybe Phil can run from. He could through him, and then I could. I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out.
Okay. Well, we're talking about it. The plane tickets are not bad to Kansas City right now. So like $290.
That's not bad at all.
That's not bad at all. And we could
get tickets to the draft, if you don't mind me asking.
They're usually they're usually dirt cheap, and I don't even think they charge.
Yeah, they just want people in the building.
Yeah.
To the draft. The draft is gonna be outside.
Well, no, they still have the stage and stuff in there. Like it was actually inside AT&T. Now Philly, they ended up using the front of the art museum and converted that into a whole stage. So it was like an area where it's closed off that you got to have tickets to get into it. But then the rest of it,
awesome.
It was, and it was funny because I wore all my Cowboys gear, and the Eagles fan would come and say, they come and say, "Fuck you, man! You Cowboys suck." And then they'd say, nothing personal. It's just what we got to do. It's like, okay.
Yeah, because I know when they had the draft in Nashville, it was, it was more open to the public, and everybody was there, and they had the draft down on Broadway where all the country music stuff.
Well, each one of each location is a little different. It used to be. I was at the first draft that they actually were allowed visitors go in, which was in Radio City Music Hall, which is where they had it every year, but it was only 500 fans that were actually inside of it. And that was in 2013. That's when Travis Frederick was drafted. Then when they went to Chicago was the first one that they had, a whole concourse and everything else. And that's when it really started to grow because it was in Chicago for 2 years. And then to Philadelphia. No. Dallas. Dallas, of course, was great. It was inside AT&T. Actually, I didn't go inside AT&T. We stayed at the RV and we just live streamed, ate chicken wings. But we had a ball there. And then, of course, the Eagles. I hate to say it. It was great at Philadelphia. It really was.
Yeah, it looked very intimate how they had it, with the art museum there. It looked cool. I mean, I'm only half hour away, but yeah, it looked good. I wasn't going to that rat's nest.
I was there the whole time. Was there the
I
whole
think it's
time.
probably not as bad as going to a game. Going to a game is brutal.
Yeah.
There's more on the line.
Like I said, I went there last year.
Yeah.
Eagles fans, they were all pretty quiet until about the fourth quarter, whenever the game was kind of decided after the last Cooper Rush pick. But yeah, also, hold on.
Shout out to Angelica, 15 months as a tailgate member.
That last pick, hit the cord. I'm telling you.
I hear but one.
That last pick in Philly last year for Cooper Rush hit that cord.
Hey, Mary, how are you?
That ball came straight down.
Edwin, shout out to Edwin, 26 months of being a channel member. Peace out. Yes. Asa Robinson.
Are you watching Ben DiNucci right now in the SFL?
That's it's 8 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, Mark's gone to the game.
Well, I was until we found out that all the $24 tickets were gone.
Shout out to Eddie B.
I'm not. It's $95 for the seats that they've got left.
Really?
Eddie, yeah.
You know who he's throwing the ball to?
Who?
They signed the ex Cleveland Brown, who kept getting fined for drugs. What's his name? The wide receiver.
Oh shit.
Yeah, him.
Damn. Always getting busted for drugs and alcohol.
High draft pick. That's his main receiver. I'm sorry.
Wow. Shout out to Eddie.
Yeah,
Did you say you were trying to get your money right? I got my coaching right. Sincerely, Jason Garrett. Okay. Yeah, no. But we actually, it is the off season, and I hope people don't go anywhere because, come next Tuesday is the beginning of signing, French. No, wait a minute. This Tuesday. Sorry, the day after tomorrow is the beginning of franchise tagging, and also tomorrow we'll find out the Marriott shits or gets off the toilet because they're supposed to be turning over whatever film that they have of Michael Irving.
Josh Gordon.
Josh Gordon.
Josh Gordon.
I had to Google it. Sorry, Mark. Sure.
Dr. Phillip in the house too. Long time no see.
I'm getting a lot of feedback from Asia.
Okay, Dr. Phillip, you got to unmute. Phillip, you've got to unmute your mic. There you go.
Got me now?
Yeah, there you go. What's going on, man? How you doing?
What's up, Mark? How you, buddy?
We're doing good, man. We're doing good. We're first week of the off season. And it's hard to believe it was only a week ago that the Eagles lost. It seems like we've been listening to whine and bitch for a month.
I'm going to give a shout out to Twiz. I know people hate it, but man, I don't know how he could be so easy come, easy go when your team loses like the way the Eagles lost.
Oh,
well, they shouldn't have been there in the first place.
But listen, man, I think all of us level-headed people could agree they were far and away the better team. They actually blew that game. They were up double digits at halftime, and they shit the bed in the second half. They literally did.
That was, that was one of those things like, I mean no disrespect, and you disrespected them.
No disrespect, though. Yeah, well, go ahead, man. Fire away.
Okay, you know what's so funny to me about Eagles fans, right?
I mean,
is that they're claiming that the referees in the NFL.
Yeah, I was getting to that. Yep.
The second fumble was a fumble, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Which that running back had firm possession of the ball, and he turned towards the goal line like he was going to go get 50 yards. And Kansas City lit his butt up, and they took that ball in to score again for a second fumble return for a touchdown. So considering the NFL gave them that ball back.
Mm-hmm.
They're complaining about the last call. Bradbury came out and said he held the guy, okay? Number one. Number two, we were talking about, during the game, we were talking about it. There was an illegal hit. It was the safety for the Eagles. Gardner.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Gardner Johnson.
He was headhunting.
With his helmet, and I said it on Mark's stream. I said, that is a penalty. They got away with that one. And then they came out 2 days ago and fined them $14,111 for a illegal hit that should have been called in the game. But yet the one,
I wish I had enough money they could find me that kind of shit. Like that.
The one at the end of the game that actually, it didn't look like much, but when you move the angle,
he grabbed the jersey.
He grabbed the jersey. So on a scoring play. So what are we going to do? Not call it? If it was reversed, you think the Eagles would want that call?
Oh, right.
That's
but here's what kills me is like, you don't make that call at the end of the game. If it's a penalty, it's a penalty. Lord knows that we get
wrong with the refs.
God knows they call them on us every time. So
we got to pick and choose when to make the call. No, you make the call. I hate all of it. There's way too many calls.
Do you guys remember against Washington and Cowboys game at FedEx Field? Here it is. We're going for a field goal to try and tie the score up, and they called us for the snapper moving the football.
It goes on and on, Mark.
I mean, you don't. That call was made like twice ever in the history of football.
20 years. Yeah, yeah.
You could go back to the last game. Well, I mean, a playoff, not this year, but in the San Fran game, those 11 holding penalties, or 8 or 9 of them were holding. There was a couple that were scoring plays or huge first downs that went the other way. Mm-hmm. So listen, man, you're talking to the wrong fan base when you're talking about penalties. Mm-hmm. Dez caught it. If that happened now, he's in.
Let me give a shout out to Charles and Cowboys Sports Report by Charles in Charge. Mark, we're on the cusp. We're on the cusp. Just need a few good moves. Resign 20, 55, 6, and redo 21 deals, and our running back room will cost the same. Please, me out, Dallas Cowboy Nation. Shout out to you, Charles in Charge. Shout out to everybody on the super chats, becoming channel members, and everybody just hitting the like button. All those things that you guys do are helping this channel to continue and grow, okay? And we've been growing for years and years and years, and it's because of all of you guys, and I appreciate it.
And Mark, we're going to continue to help you grow, man.
All right.
Yeah, for sure.
Mark will take it. You got to help game time grow a little bit.
There you go. Yeah, well, and I'm not the only one. Listen, there's a lot of great YouTubers and stuff out there, and a lot of people who don't get the love and the stuff that they deserve. We all work hard because we all love our team and love putting out the content and stuff. So definitely check out my man Prime Time and Game Time.
Yeah, James Nooks is going to be. Me and him are going to be getting together. I'm going to be doing some lives myself because because Prime Time, he's a busy man. We do our show as much as I want to get out there and do more lives and stuff. So James wants to get involved. So we're going to do it, James. I just, we need to come up with what we want to do, but I want to start hitting the draft pretty hard.
Well, here's reality though. Really, we've already made it through the NFL winter. I mean, come Tuesday, you're going to start hearing about, was Lamar Jackson. Is he going to get franchise tagged?
Yeah.
Are we going to franchise, Tony Pollard? We got to start making some kind of moves here to start restructuring contacts. I think the Eagles have already restructured Lane Johnson. I think they did yesterday or the day before to get a little extra cap relief. So we're going to be having moves and stuff that are going to be going on. And some of these moves should be pointing in a direction to kind of give you an idea of what they may be thinking or doing.
I want Howie Roseman. That's who I want. Not the draft. I want Howie Roseman to do all the trades and all the signings because everything he does turns to gold. So I want Howie 10 times more than I want Catboy. I'm sorry. We're in friggin' hell with this guy.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but I told you last year, and it was, maybe he did good. How'd it work out? Sometimes you got to roll the dice, man. Sometimes you don't always come up snake eyes.
All right, I'm gonna disagree with you just hold it. I'm gonna disagree with you just a little bit, though. You have to look at some of the moves that we made that were good moves. The problem is they didn't finish.
You know how it is, Mark.
They didn't finish. We found some great players, but we just needed a couple more to oomph.
We need that one blue chip prospect that they refused to go out and get, like an A.J. Brown.
Or
that's what I'm saying.
They needed not to get rid of Amari Cooper.
If I go to the draft with you, Mark, they're going to trade their first round pick, and I'm fine with it. But they ain't picking. You watch. They'll trade it away. So we'll be there having fun streaming, but they ain't gonna pick it.
Eddie, damn it, Eddie. You got to let Jason Garrett go. Dear Mark, I hear that you're in the market for an offensive coordinator. I'm available and ready to go. Jason Garrett. Come on, man. Damn, Eddie.
I'm going to say this real quick.
He's going to get sniped.
Go ahead, my man.
Back into Dallas.
Let me say this real quick, y'all. I bet you Jerry Jones wishes that he would have known that Eric B.A.M. was going to be available.
That one still doesn't make moves to me.
Is a slap in the face, though.
It's a slap in the face. Total slap in the face.
Yeah, I agree with you, man.
Here's my only thinking on that whole situation is, unless he has some privy, because it seems like the sale is going to happen in the next couple of weeks.
All right.
New ownership does not like Ron Rivera. They already had been, some of the people who have been bidding on it had already gotten in contact with Sean Payton and asked, his interest in being the coach of the Washington Commanders. So it's conceivable that somebody buys the team and fires everybody, unless.
Yeah, I don't know why he would go there, Mark. I agree with you. That was a stupid call.
Unless he figures that, if I get here, then maybe I'll become the head coach of the Washington Commanders. But I'm not sure that's one of those jobs that I'm not sure you really want.
I think that's a bad career move. But he probably thought Andy probably was hitting on retiring. And Mahomes is like, you're not going anywhere. And Andy won the Super Bowl and he's going to come back. I don't blame him for leaving, but to go to the Commanders?
Yeah, I mean, that's
what,
stand up.
I'm going to say this real quick.
A good point.
I don't think their offense fits him very well.
He doesn't have the players for it. He definitely doesn't have the quarterback for it.
So what are you going to do? You get one, you're going to kill him.
Holmes. He doesn't have Travis Kelce.
I think Jimmy G is going to end up in Washington.
Yeah, Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Either Jimmy G or what's his name?
I think Carr's going to the Saints. I heard.
He visited the Jets yesterday.
No, I think Carr's going to.
Did he really?
But the thing is,
Carr,
I'm sorry, Carr is a bum.
He's made some money, hadn't he?
Yes, he was at one point the highest paid quarterback in the NFL.
Take your ass to New Orleans, man. That's a good play.
His net worth is over $100 million. Like he's good.
Again, I would go to New Orleans. I would stay way out of New York. The Jets, I mean, that's just my opinion. They're another organization that hadn't done nothing in forever.
You know what I find funny about Derek Carr? Because most people don't realize this. Dak Prescott and Derek Carr got paid, both have a $40 million a year contract. Mm-hmm. And how can you say Dak is overpaid?
That number, Mark.
I'm just saying, how can you say Dak is overpaid and Derek Carr isn't? I mean, do you look at the weapons he had to work with? He had Devontae Adams for a wide receiver.
Now the whole thing is Dak hasn't won a playoff game in the divisional rounds. Now it's okay, so he's won multiple playoff games. Now he hasn't won one in the divisional. Yeah, I'm just.
It used to be. But it used to be he hadn't won one on the road. Remember, that was also there too. Dak Prescott hasn't won a road playoff game. Okay, well, we did in Tampa Bay this year.
They're the king of couch and shit, right? And then we go in, and before the game, and shout out to Eddie B. Hit him up. Another $20 super chat.
Eddie, I'm with you, and that's what I'm sitting there thinking, Eddie, is that he may be privy to one of these ownership groups that say, you're our guy when we get rid of Ron Rivera. I mean, Ron Rivera is basically a dead man walking. Whoever buys that team is not sticking with Ron after that.
He is, and he deserves it. Listen, man, you know how
to go back to listen. Had they not gone back to Carson Wentz, they'd probably been in the playoffs.
Exactly, they deserve to be in the playoffs. I feel bad. I feel bad for your boy Rio. I feel bad for him because that was a move that cost them the playoffs. Just that one move.
So wait, hold. I've got to answer this one. AJ Brown, can we trade Dak for Derek Carr? Do you understand football? Derek Carr is a free agent. You don't have to trade for Derek Carr. If you want Derek Carr, you could go out and sign him, which means you need to do something with Dak. Come on, man. Are you on crack? Because what has Derek Carr done? Derek Carr had, oh my God, Devontae Adams. He had the weapons that fool had.
Look at Dak Prescott's numbers his whole career, his INT numbers. His whole career, he's very low in throwing interceptions other than this year. So let's just use our brains. Are we going to go with a body of work or are we going to go with one season of what happened? Let's go with the man's body of work. Dak Prescott has been unbelievable as far as throwing interceptions. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. He deserves it. He's the man of the year. Shut up. He's your quarterback. That's it. Done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Move on. What's going to happen? You're going to have years you're going to throw interceptions. I think he was trying to push it too much.
There's too much of that, like me and Mark keep saying, there's too much of them comeback routes. The teams, when you get in third down and you don't have anybody else but CeeDee Lamb to get open, they're all sitting on that route. It's come on, man. It like the route tree was elementary, especially on third down. And without the weapons, come on. Anytime you see Noah Brown getting 12 targets in a playoff game, you know that's a problem. Something wrong.
Okay.
Something's wrong. When Noah Brown's our number one receiver, like what?
Okay. Just let me humor AJ Brown in here. He had Josh Jacobs for running back.
Oh, you mean Carr?
Carr, yes. 1,653-yard running back. Okay, so he had a running game. Here were his receivers. Devontae Adams to go, of course, with Josh Jacobs. Hunter Renfrow. Okay. Darren Waller is a tight end.
Darren Waller. I want that guy. He's awesome.
So you're telling me that this guy who got benched at Christmas because he threw a couple of picks, you want him over Dak Prescott? That guy? Seriously? Their third wide receiver was better than our second. And you can't, I'm not even sure you put CeeDee Lamb in there with Devontae Adams.
He's crazy.
Yeah. Y'all, I just kind of realized this recently. I don't know why it took me so long. But for Dak Prescott haters that are Cowboys fans, they don't realize that his interceptions number this year are very skewed because, one, our receivers didn't get separation. And two, we lost Amari Cooper, who is still, I think, a top 10 receiver. Maybe like top 12 receiver in the NFL right now.
Yeah, and a lot of them were just drop passes that they.
And some of them were wrong route.
Yeah. Just dumb shit.
To the ball. So Dak Prescott numbers are very skewed this year. We need to see what the front office can do during the offseason to help him out, to get him back over the edge. And I think we could use his leg a little bit more in a safe way, though.
He started doing that in the playoff, which is what I was. I had been crying. That's why we're talking about them going to a West Coast, but I think it's going to be more of a hybrid. I want to incorporate. You'd be a fool not to look at what the Eagles are doing with Jalen Hurts. I know he's not Jalen Hurts, but you could do some read option stuff and incorporate it. Go ahead, man.
Eddie B, shout out to you. I'm so tired of the name being mispronounced. It's not Wentz. It's Wince. Now get it right. Wentz.
I'm going to say this about Jalen Hurts really quick, y'all.
Go ahead.
Jalen Hurts is a great player, right? And he could be a franchise quarterback. But if the Eagles keep on playing him the way they're playing him,
he ain't going to last long.
It reminded me a lot of Carson Wentz.
Carson
Wentz was pretty good until he tore his ACL.
Well, but actually, there's a parallel because they both had one good season, and then they did the big payday.
Exactly. If you want to keep playing Jalen Hurts the way you play him, by any means, Eagles, go ahead and do it. But you're going to waste another franchise quarterback.
Jalen Hurts reminds me of young Russell Wilson.
Yeah, and I think that Dallas they're trying to protect Dak Prescott. They don't want him.
He reminds me of Russell Wilson so much. He likes to run, move with his legs.
I don't want Dak to be running a lot, but if he can go and get that 3rd and 7, you know what I'm saying? Like, get that
I don't
7
think he will run after that injury.
Yeah. You gotta protect him. Make him run, but in a smart way.
Yeah.
So Aaron Rodgers.
I think that was a big thing with Michael Gallup this year. I mean, because he wasn't ready to come back, man. That injury he had, it takes it's a solid year.
It's a solid year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the hope is that he'll be better than what he was last year.
And we all know he will. It's Michael. I mean, he's a stud. But
I just want to go out. This is, I'm excited about what's getting ready to happen with this team. Hopefully, I'm anxiously awaiting what decisions that they're going to make.
It's going to be a weird offseason. I don't know what.
But you're going to know right away what they're going to do. You're going to know, and I want them to go out and make a couple big moves. It doesn't have to be a free agency. It could be a trade and one free agent.
Hey, Mr. Cowboy, you got feedback.
Because I feel like we had a great team. It's hard to beat the players we had this year. And it's like
you're not going to compete. Listen, man, you saw, and we've talked about it, Mark and I.
Somebody's got some bad feedback.
I got a statement to make really quick.
He's gonna mute it though. Go ahead, Mr. Cowboy.
All right. First off, I think that next year's team is going to look totally different. One thing, but what do you guys think about Anthony Barr?
He gone. He's done.
He's gone.
Yeah.
I wanted him. Me and Thomas wanted him, but we wanted him in a specific role, and that role got expanded at times, and his weaknesses and his age basically, showed.
But you know what I hate though the Cowboys do though is they wait to sign guys.
They wait for the.
I mean, you waited till. Listen, it was the second to the last day before I left training camp, which was like the last couple of days in Oxnard. You don't practice, but so many practices. You need to get these guys in sooner than later to start learning the scheme and getting in shape. I mean, Jason Peters, he played okay, but maybe had he had an off season to get in shape, that he might have been better when the season came through. You can't think that somebody he just got him off the street and let's put him in here and start playing. Stop waiting to make moves.
I don't think Peters is done either. I think he's going to come back again.
Yeah, he's been pretty good.
Here's the deal. I'm tired of hearing our general manager, our 80-year-old general manager, talk about we want everybody back. I love Zeke. I love Jason Peters. I love Tyron Smith. Listen, bro, you should have went out and made a couple more moves prior to the season to help this team win.
Yeah.
Okay. You should not have got rid of Amari Cooper. Bingo.
And then to brag, we love what we did with that money. Hold on, bro. It was only $16 million.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And you spent 13 on Michael Gallup.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. You could have cut Tyron last year. And no offense to Tyron. I mean, he's been a model citizen, but you got to do things. Do you want to win or do you want to be nice to your boys? You got to win.
He did play pretty good at right back.
We believe in our own players.
He did, but he wasn't great. He didn't have a great playoff stretch. He had one good game and one bad game. Listen, man. As you see, everybody's afraid of what if. Okay, you saw what happened with the rookie playing left tackle. We would have never known how good he was unless Tyron got hurt. It was a kind of a blessing in disguise, and I think it worked out the best way it possibly could have. Look at Deron Bland. We lost. I hope we don't bring back Anthony Brown. I know he has moments, but Anthony Brown's a free agent. He needed to go. But you saw Deron Bland step up and be, oh, my God, this guy who was an afterthought stepped up, and he's a real good slot player. Real good.
Fifth-round rookie.
Yeah, I mean, and when they took him, he was the one. He wasn't even invited to the combine. He wasn't invited to the combine last year. So we don't have a problem drafting players yet. Listen, the draft is not it's not 100%, but our percentage is way better than most other teams. Our problem is identifying blue chip free agents and having the stones to go out and pay them.
Yep.
That's it. Look for Gallimore to get traded too. I'm calling that. So he's going to get traded this draft. We might get something for him, but they've blown his draft value. I'm sure they'll open their mouth and say something to screw up his value.
Kind of like Tristan Hill. We could have traded Tristan Hill. It might not have been much, but we held on to him and then cut him during the season. It's like, damn, why do y'all do this shit?
And then we flowed out our boy. And then he gets picked up by the Commanders. We float him out. We were excited. I was elated when they picked him. Elated. I
was. I got his jersey.
I'm like,
and let me say,
the guy I wanted for once.
Let me say, shout out to John Ridgway, who follows me actually in the Joe Boo Sports Report on Instagram. And he's like, next year when you come to the game, make sure you wear your Cowboys John Ridgway jersey. Like, okay, I'll do that.
I'm going next year. Hopefully, it's not the last game of the year.
Oh, that was just brutal.
Go ahead, Mr. Cowboy. Finish your thought.
Okay. We all know that we all know that Jerry Jones is just way past his prime whenever it comes to being the general manager of the Dallas Cowboys. What would it take, or who?
We lost you. We lost you, man. Repeat that.
I mean,
no, I'm saying whenever it comes to being the general manager.
It's Jerry Jones fucking with his mic.
What should he do? What should he do to get us to the Super Bowl whenever it comes to general managers? Like, who do we need to get in there?
Well, actually, all Jerry really needs to do is Will McKay. Will McClay needs to be it.
He's already in the building. Will McClay needs to run the show.
But all Jerry got to do is open up the damn checkbook. He said, if I could just write a check and be in the Super Bowl, I would. Well, if you'd left that check alone that you had wrote Amari Cooper, maybe we might have had a chance. Maybe if you had gone through and got just maybe a couple of plays, just not a lot, just a couple more to go with it, it wouldn't have been that big a check.
I swear. Every time I'm thinking about that Amari Cooper trade or the gift that we gave Cleveland
for a 5th round pick.
5th round pick, Mr. Cowboy. A 5. That's about as bad as you could handle an organization, is trading Amari Cooper for a 5.
And some money.
Yeah. All because he didn't get the COVID shot, which I don't want to get political. I got it. But as we're learning now, it's more political than it's ever been. So if this is a country, we should be able to do what we want, regardless of what you think. And I got the jab and I got the booster, but that doesn't mean I expect my neighbor to get it. You should be able to have the choice to do whatever you want. And obviously that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
I just think that was BS, man.
Yeah. If CeeDee Lamb decided not to get the COVID shot, he would still be a Cowboy. He got the number 8.
Exactly.
Actually, exactly. I think it's actually deeper than that.
Yeah.
I still believe that this year was sending a message to Dak Prescott about his contract. That the Cowboys.
We talked about that. We talked about they penalized Dak for paying him, I felt like.
We're going to get rid of a couple of your offensive linemen. We're going to get rid of your wide receiver. Yeah.
Yeah, you're making $40 million. You got to go win it, bro.
Yep.
There it is.
And so
the big money.
And now you got Jerry saying we want him for 10 years. He's saying I want to get a long-term contract done from you now, son.
He's all over the map, man. Somebody needs to put a muzzle on this dude. And Jerry, I loved you at one point. After hearing Darren Woodson's interview, he was talking about the '95 Super Bowl, how they had no business beating the Steelers in that Super Bowl, where talent, they had a lot of injuries that year. Obviously, Jimmy Johnson had been gone, so it's like he said they won that just on talent and just a remnant of talent that was left, and Aikman, Irvin, and Emmett, and the offensive line. He said, but Jerry Jones killed that whole thing. His ego. He couldn't have Jimmy Johnson anywhere near the Cowboys or give Jimmy any credit. So, we could thank Jerry for ruining that.
Your mic is okay. So let me bring this up real quick here. So Aaron Jones was scheduled to
breaking out, Mr. Cowboy. We can't.
Aaron Jones was scheduled to make $16 million this year, and the Packers ended up reworking his deal where they converted some of his money. $11 million is his base salary for this year from 16. So they saved $5 million by basically giving him an $8.5 million signing bonus, which this is restructuring. Okay, so they went from 16 to 11. You think Zeke's going to take more than that? Because $11 million is still way too much.
Yeah, way too much.
And I don't see him going down to. I mean, if you could get Zeke to say I'll take $7 million, I'd say okay, cool.
I'm thinking that's
because it's $5.5 million is the best scenario, dead money. So if I'm paying you an extra $1.5 million on top of that, okay, we can do that, but not 10, 12. No.
Yeah, that's too much. One thing I got to say about the NFL salary cap, though, owners at this moment are being cheap, and they have not adjusted the salary cap as to what the quarterbacks are making. You know what I'm saying? Like quarterbacks, when this salary cap came up, they weren't making quite $50 million a year. Ones taking a quarter of the salary cap, haven't adjusted it yet. You know, it fits other things in. What do you guys think about that?
Well, go ahead, Mark. You're like the cap guru as far as why. Yeah. Now, what has affected why the cap went up? Is it the?
It's the beginning of the new collective bargaining agreement. This is just the drop in the bucket right now because
that's what I want
all the new television rights and money and stuff hasn't even really started because, like, it'll be next year before like Google's money and contract. The way the television contracts go up, they continue to go up for the next 8 years going forward. And so we're just beginning to get the first dose of it. Before the pandemic, they were estimating by 2026 that the salary cap would be somewhere around $400 million. And so look, and also too, it's also now making up for the money that it was lost back during the pandemic. So
now let me ask you this, Mark. No one, you know this, a YouTuber from Virginia. Does Jerry Jones understand this? Is he aware of that also?
The way when you listen to Stephen Jones last year, it was like, the salary cap was going to go down. Everybody else went through and they just went ahead and did contract. We're going to sign guys. We're going to make that first year dirt cheap and we're going to kick the money down the road because we know it's going to go up. We could have signed for the price of Dalton Schultz last year. Von Miller, linebacker from Seattle, Bobby Wagner, and defensive tackle Za'Darius Smith.
Yeah.
Okay.
Had a good year.
The way those contracts were written, it came up to $11 million as cap hits last year. Okay. The same thing we paid Dalton Schultz. Okay.
Yeah.
So they ended up making those first years real friendly. They kicked the money down the road, and they know that it's going to keep blowing up. Think about how much money is going to be coming in from the gambling.
That's what I mean.
Mark. Gambling money is blowing up. I mean, I got a gambling sponsorship here with BUSR to keep advertising it. You see everybody out there is now into gambling. You see all the ads on television. And even beyond that, the television. You've got Amazon paying for Thursday Night Football. $1.3 billion for 17 games of shit.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Right?
I'm asking you that though because if you know that, we know that, why won't they go out, go get a Deron Payne, assuming he's not franchised, right? Yeah, go out and get him.
I have no idea.
That will unbelievably solidify your defense. I mean, that would unbelievably do that and go out and make a trade. Whether it's you could trade for Hopkins for a second. You won't lose any compensation. That's all they're worried about, right? Is signing free agents and losing any compensation that they might have gotten, or make a trade for the guy I'm crying for, which is Diggs. Why not do that? Assure us a deep run in the playoffs / Super Bowl. You can't guarantee Super Bowl. You don't know what injuries bring, but you could put yourself in the right direction as teams like the Niners, the Eagles,
Okay, I want you to think about this for a second here. Just think about this for a second. You remember how the Rams for the last couple of years have been signing everybody, right? And even last year, they were still signing people. It didn't work out. Matthew Stafford was hurt and stuff like that and things, but Super Bowl hangover. But they were out there signing people left and right. And we heard Stephen Jones, well, we don't think that's the right way to go. Think about us getting rid of Amari Cooper and Lyle Collins and not signing, Randy Gregory and all that stuff, right? The Rams are only $7 million over the cap more than us after all the moves they made. Right. The Buffalo Bills bringing in Von Miller as well as other players, they're only $9 million more on the cap than we are. So we got rid of good players and didn't replace them and we're in the same boat as teams that tried to go ahead and get talent and bring him in. And check this one out. The Eagles are $9 million over the cap. The Eagles, who signed everybody right now, have $17 million more to spend than we do.
And about the same, I would say about the same free agent situation. Now, I'm going to tell you now, they have to pay
a lot of people.
So they're not going to be deep like we were on defense. We were able to sustain
real quick. They're about to have to pay a lot of money.
But you know what I mean? We were able to go to a Bland, go to a McQuamu, go to a lot of different people. We added an Anthony Barr late. He didn't do horribly, but he got outside of what we needed him to do.
Damn.
We had a Damone Clark as a rookie. Come in. We were deep as shit. They're not going to be. They're going to lose all their depth.
Somebody's got a real bad feedback.
Yeah, it's Mr. Cowboy, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. He keeps lighting up.
There you go.
And you're not talking.
No, there it is.
Myself again?
No, you're good now.
Not now. I don't hear it. Oh, there it's back now.
It is.
Okay, well we're almost done with the show anyway. But check this out. Wow. The big money ones for the Eagles. Darius Slay is $26 million.
He might be gone, Mark.
But his dead money, pre-June 1st, $22 million.
Ooh.
Okay.
They're stuck with
Let's see. Post-June 1st, you'd save 17 of that. Lane Johnson is 24. Hargrove is 12.
Did you say they restructured Lane Johnson?
That's what I thought I heard yesterday.
He was talking about retiring.
They said he may, but I think they got like $2 million of or $2 or $3 million.
He'll be back this next year, but he was basically talking. He's towards the end.
Yeah, him and Jay Smith was talking about retiring.
Yeah, one thing about the Eagles though right now, y'all, is if they don't, they're gonna be in salary. So,
just remember, Mr.
Oh, they're not winning the Super Bowl next year. They're not. Hell no. They're not going to the Super Bowl.
Like Philadelphia and Twiz Digga can not look at the facts, but the facts are you don't win a division back to back. So they're going to have to do it. Whether it's, listen, I'm not saying it's going to be the Cowboys. It could be the Giants. It could be the Commanders. But the numbers tell you it ain't going to be the Eagles.
Here's the interesting. Check this one out. The loser team for the last 17 years has not gone, but the quarterback has not gone back to the Super Bowl ever. The last 17 losing teams in the Super Bowl.
So,
have not gone back
history
either.
repeats itself. It does.
Yeah.
So, I don't think we.
That's what the number was. Okay, that would change. But okay, 17. Then that's
thing is for the Eagles, though, you got a general manager that's really competent.
Well, he's competent in free agency. They suck at first round picks.
Yeah. It's pretty.
That's true.
He understood that. Yeah, he got Devontae Smith, but as opposed to just giving away another number one receiver, he went and got one somehow for dirt cheap, which actually got Tennessee's general manager fired. And with the Cowboys, we just got to stop making those just really dumb decisions, and I think we'll be just fine.
Well, that's a big if. Stop making dumb decisions. Shit.
I'm just being honest.
That's the story of my life, man.
My God. Jesus Lord.
But no,
You
since
gotta stop making those come to free agent number one receivers like Amari Cooper.
No, see, here's the difference here because, the Joneses get a lot of flack and stuff. But the last really great first-round pick that the Eagles had was Fletcher Cox in 2012 and Lane Johnson in 2013. After that, defensive end Marcus Smith, who I think he was out of the league in 3 years, Nelson Aguilar, Carson Wentz, Derek Barnett, Andre Dillard, Jalen Reagor, Devontae Smith. That one's pretty good. I'm not ready to say he's great yet, but he's pretty good. And Jordan Davis.
He's hurt though this year, his rookie year.
I'm just saying, you look at that.
He wasn't hurt that bad. He is what he is. He's not a 3-down player.
I'll take our first round draft picks versus theirs. Of all their, just think about this. Since 2013 draft, they've had one Pro Bowler out of the first round, and that was Carson Wentz once.
Based on what's happening, Mark, they should go defense in this draft. They picked number 10.
Yeah.
They picked number 10. They should go defense. They should absolutely go for a defensive end, and there's a couple of them. But what'll happen is they're going to take Bijan Robinson at number 10, and it's going to kill all of us. And, it'll help the offense for them, but because they're a team who I agree with, you draft a young guy, use them for 4 or 5 years, then you let them go. And they're not the only ones, and that's the way to work. Like, those numbers don't lie. The last 12 teams haven't paid their running back more than $2 million.
Yeah.
So.
And take a look at all the big name running backs. Most of them are sitting home for the playoffs.
Yeah. Listen, I'll take one of them. You pick, guys. You want Zeke? I think I'd rather have Zeke back on a cheaper deal and let Pollard go, sign a huge contract, and we could draft a young guy. But that's me. I'm not, that's just who I am.
You don't want to get rid of Pollard.
Then you got to pay him at least $10 million this year. I just stated that the last 12 Super Bowl winners haven't paid their running back more than $2 million. So, we'll look good. We'll look good for a while. I mean, that's basically how it sucks, but those are the numbers, the reality. I'd rather go out. If you're telling me, I'll ask Philip, do you want to have Pollard, or do you want to have Zeke and Hopkins? Or do you want to have Zeke and go out and get Diggs? Or do you just want to have Pollard and maybe draft a young guy? Or hopefully that Tolbert steps up and actually does something?
I think I have more faith in Michael Gallup.
You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. Yeah. It's like, I agree with you. And I'm actually, if you want to bring Pollard back, then we cannot have Zeke back, because and I'm okay with that, because Pollard does play a lot of receiver. But then you got to forget about going out and getting a receiver.
No, you got to get a receiver. Actually, to me, you need Pollard and a receiver. You need both.
Yeah, I agree, Mark.
Because you understand the running. You need a more dynamic running back. Think about Roger Craig, who had 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving. You need a tight end who can block and can catch in both.
I love Pollard, but I mean, they should have identified this shit last year and signed him. But you know how Dallas does. They wait until the market is at the highest, and then they're stuck. Yeah, like a Gallup. They should have re-signed.
Are we going to lose Dalton Schultz?
Yes, he's gone.
Yeah,
you're not bringing Schultz back. Listen, man, I like Schultz. He had no awareness in the biggest time of the year. He had no awareness to get 2 feet, 2 feet in bounds, or go up the field, knowing that if your momentum is going backwards, that the clock is going to keep moving. And that's what he did. And so it's like, dude. And don't get me wrong, he had some flashes in that game, man. He's got flashes, but we can't afford it. Sorry.
All right, so back to my original premise here.
Thomas. Yes.
I'm going to say this, and this may surprise a lot of people. If Mike Evans is out there, I go for him. Because he's on the trading block.
He's decent.
Listen, if you're telling me we can't get a Diggs, I would rather have Evans over Hopkins. I agree with you.
I do too. I agree with that.
Hopkins, the last 2 years, 750 and 5 something.
Yeah, he's going on the downside.
Here's an interesting.
You know what you're getting with Mike Evans.
Mike Evans, yes, he's a beast in the red zone. Absolutely.
Okay, we're going to be getting ready to get out of here in a few minutes.
We're going long,
but Daniel Jones, apparently the negotiations have been kind of bumpy to start out, and they're talking about maybe the franchise tag might have to be in play for him. And this goes back to what I was saying about if you're thinking about doing something with Dak,
Danny Dimes,
you better go ahead and get that shit done right now. Don't keep waiting, you know?
What are they waiting for, Mark?
I don't know what they're waiting for.
So cheap.
Wow.
Alvin Kamara got arrested today.
Easy to find. Danny Dimes is your best player this year.
Between him and Saquon Barkley, that was your whole team.
Barkley's gone. Oh, real quick, Mark. Did you hear that? Dallas is getting Saquon. That's the newest thing. Now we're getting Saquon Barkley. We're letting the other two go. We're bringing in Mr. Injured. He's good for about 5 games a year.
You know what?
Look at Mark. He's getting excited.
No, I'm not getting excited. No, but I mean, okay, if you're saying that I'm going to save 15 million, save 11, 20, 21 million between the two of those guys, right? If I can get Barkley for,
I definitely thought about it. Yes.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you're telling me that Tony Pollard's gone and Zeke is gone and Zeke is a post June 1st cut, then that means you're saving 11 on him. So that's $21 million. I mean, you probably, and if you sign him to a deal, you could make make it a 3-year deal or something like that, 3 or 4 years. You can make that first year cap friendly. So let's say it's only a $5 million hit. And that means that you got another $11 million that you could work on putting towards a wide receiver or an offensive lineman. I didn't say it was enough, but you telling me you wouldn't take
something to scoff at? You know, be like, I mean, how could you be mad about getting Saquon and Barkley? You know, it'd be like, dude, the guy is a beast. But I just think we've identified what we need to do. We need to get a number 1 receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they do that, Mark, we're gonna find out soon.
Yeah. I love the Saints wire. Saints named as ideal destination for B.J. Robinson. Of course, with Alvin Kamara being arrested today for indicted on the beating. Yeah, that's a place for him to go. So
they don't have a first-round pick. So how are they getting them? They getting for Sean Payton.
They
traded it to Philly. Philly's got their pick.
No. But they got one for Sean Payton. Yeah, first and a second for Sean Payton. Remember?
Okay.
They got Denver's.
So what pick is that?
Get it. Well, it's got to be a pretty good one. Denver got it from somebody else.
It was from Denver, right? Denver didn't make the playoffs, so it's probably in the teens.
But they may have given their first one, though, to Seattle for Russell. So that was one they picked up from somebody else.
Oh, okay.
All right, well, boys, it was fun talking with all y'all. I got to get going. I got to be up early tomorrow morning.
All right, man.
Later.
Hey, everybody have a blessed night.
Go Cowboys.
Yeah, let's go.
Bye.
So,
Bye.
Hey, Stacy, how are you? You're back.
Bye.
So,
later, Mark.
Yeah, take it easy. I'm just trying to see real quick. Denver sends its 2023 first-round pick from San Francisco. So it's the 30th pick. So New Orleans has the 30th pick.
Yeah, he's long gone.
So if the Saints are thinking, well, that would mean he would be there for the Cowboys.
Big trade up, if Philly don't take him, they could trade up.
Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting draft, guys.
It'll be a fun draft. I think it will be.
Definitely. And we'll see if we're actually going to be there or not. All right, good people. Let me say, for everybody who thought that I was going to be gone, sorry, Eagle fans, I'm not going nowhere. Nowhere.
I got a question, man.
Yeah, what's up?
You sent me the shot glass.
Uh-huh.
Is that the address I can send you a t-shirt to?
Yeah.
Okay, I was making sure.
Yep. But email me cowboysmark94 Gmail, if you have any questions or and things like that. All right.
I think I got it right there, so I'm gonna be getting that out to you next week.
All right, let me say to everybody who's been in here, I appreciate everybody being here and being part of the live stream. We've definitely had a ball here. We're beginning our first step on upgrading the studio by getting this new desk here from Ewin, and I'm still working on getting it set up and things, but we are going to be definitely trying to bring you even better coverage on the Dallas Cowboys. My man's got, hey, I got a real big one on over here too. This was a real chain too. There we go. And he's got the mean machine. All right, so good people. We'll be back, of course, tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern, for our regular live stream. And as always, you know how we roll.
Guys. All right. Everybody take it easy.
Late.
Philly, come out to play. Philly, come out to play. Philly, come out to play. Philly, come out.